Okay, we just launched right here in Jacksonville Beach, right outside the beautiful downtown Jacksonville, big city of Jacksonville, Florida. And got an outgoing low tide. Here in purring, just a purring. She's rated for 10 persons or 1,800 pounds. However, it says or 2,200 pounds of people in gear. How you figure that out? I don't know. It says it right there. Or 2,200 pounds of persons in gear. Okay? Figure that out anyway. Hey, let me tell you something. She'll haul 10 people too. Okay, just want to show you. See, the depth gauge is working. We're about 16.5 feet out here in the center. She's got 3/4 of a tank of fuel. And they'll sit there. This is where they're going to idle. They're in gear. See, they're in gear right here. But they're idling at about 1,400 RPMs a piece, 1,450. And that's what they're going to do. Okay, just want to show you bilge pump. This is for your radio. You have to turn your radio master on. See right over here? This has got a real high-end Sony Marine radio. There's your CD player in the back, and I'll tell you, that is about a $300 radio, but we're going to need to put you an amplifier in there to make it work because somebody borrowed the amplifier out. Okay, so there's that. There's your courtesy lights.
Turn it back on.
Which there's one right there. See right here, you got one over here. Okay, and then you got your nav lights, which you know, this is for your port and starboard on the bow, and then that's for your port starboard and your anchor light. One right there. And I'm gonna show you something. I don't like to mess with this very much, but I'm gonna show you how it works. People talk about the no wake mode. When you're doing the no wake mode, all you have to do is engage these two. The engine idles up just a little bit. You engage both of these, and then all of a sudden you're in a no wake mode. So as long as these lights are flashing, you're in a no wake mode. Okay? See how those are flashing? All right, now look out there. All right? You're at 2,100 RPMs. You're 2,100 RPMs, and it's flat back there. Now let me show you something. The minute that you idle up, just a smidge, all right, the no wake mode goes off. So you were at 2,100 RPMs and you weren't getting much of a wake. Let me show you what, now look out back. All right, now. That's what you get. It changes. It doesn't change a dime's worth of difference. But I guess it takes a little bit of that roll out of it. All of the aluminum on these engines are in beautiful shape. The bottom of the bilge is clean. All of your hoses are clean. I want to tell you something about these engines. People say, well, I went and looked at one and it was low on the oil. The oil stick was low. Let me tell you, the biggest mistake that people make on these Yamaha 4-stroke engines are overfilling them with oil. When you're looking at these engines and you go up to one and you pull the oil stick on one, you're going to want to see. Now these have been running, but when they're cold, okay, and check them cold, you're not going to want to have your oil much more than about halfway up your full mark. You never want to put the oil all the way up to the full mark. I'll tell you why. Because what happens is this oil pumps up into that tank. And the biggest thing I ever see is people will check their oil and they'll say, well, it's low. And they'll take it all the way up. And then what happens is, and I can tell you from experience, all that oil will start dumping in the top of your engines and you'll foul your spark plugs. I've actually been out on one of these things that I just bought and I hadn't ran it. And me and Bridget Lee lost both engines because all that oil was pumping up in the top and it fouled all the spark plugs. What did we do? We brought it back, got towed back, drained about 2 quarts out of each engine, got it back down to just above the low mark, put new spark plugs in it, she ran fine. But you can overfill these things. Remember that. I'm going to crank them up. I want you to listen to them. Just listen how they purr. I sit there and purr like a kitty cat. lot of padding back in there, a lot of insulation. All right, hold on now. I'm gonna show you what time it is. Hold on. RPMs, gives you about 32 miles an hour, 3150. Nice cruise. Now let me show you something. You want to make the girls on your boat scream? Jack it up. Hey, you got to carry some defense when you ride this thing about 54 miles an hour and throw it to a turn like that, because they will pee all over themselves. You'll be all right though, until you get home. She'll top out. She'll give you about 10,200 RPMs with 3/4 of a tank of fuel, riveting top up. She was showing us about 54 miles an hour. Let me tell you something, for a 23-foot boat, that is G-O-O-D good. We're flying. Fun. Fun. We're flying. We're flying. Good boat. Solid. Solid. Hold on. Who's sleeping on the couch tonight? Me! Who's sleeping on the couch? Me and the cat. That's fun. Passengers, I hate your guts, but it's fun. Hey, let me tell you something. That's like going to Six Flags or Universal Studios. That's fun. You probably pulling a couple of G's. G and a half. Okay. You come on down here to Jacksonville, Florida. Bring your wife or your girlfriend. Put them back there. I'll bet you $100 I can make them squeal. I'll put you at the helm though. I'll put you at the helm. Bet you can make them scream. Call me, Steve Tillman, during normal business hours. 1-866-935-0272 or 904-509-4336. Solid, pretty boat. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Not 45,000, not 49,000, not 39,000. I mean cheap. 50 hours, 51, 52 hours on it. I'll change the oil. I'll service it. I'll put new oil filters on it. And let me tell you something. You ride this thing all summer long. These boats right now are bringing as much as they were 2 years ago. Let me tell you something. You folks have been looking. There ain't no nice used boats around. Come on down here to Jacksonville and put your fanny on the water. We'll go have a good time. I ship this boat to you. When it gets to you, let me tell you something. You'll blow me a kiss from across the big pond. You'll say, "Mwah! Well, my friend, thank you very much." As always, on behalf of myself, Bridget Lee, all of our youngest, and we got a bunch of them, thank you for riding with us. Call me, and we'll see you on the river. Take care. Be safe.